Hello, everybody. This is Chuck Wiger, State Senator, and today I have with me from Tubman East, Tamika Tody. Welcome, Tamika.
Thank you for having us.
And Taylor Mitch.
Thank you, yeah.
Great to have you. And the Tubman Center, they do wonderful things for helping families, people of all ages, particularly people in need. It may be in the domestic violence area. It may be reaching out for special services. And one item that caught our attention just recently was the opening at the Maplewood Mall for the North Star Youth Outreach Center at the mall. So I'd like to ask either of you to talk about that center, and then we'll get more information about Tubman overall.
Absolutely. The North Star Youth Outreach Center Maplewood Mall location is an extension of the program we currently have at Maplewood East under Tubman.
And that's located, the Tubman East Center is right on Larpenter and 120. Used to be the monastery.
Yes.
And so,
Yes,
and we
that's the one.
thank the nuns for the great partnership they've
Absolutely.
had with the Tubman. That's how it was possible for Maplewood to forge this partnership through the generosity of the sisters.
Yes. Thankful for the
Yes.
sisters. So North Star Youth Outreach Center opened at East in June of 2016. And the purpose of it was to meet the immediate needs of youth ages 13 to 24 that were experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness. And
Yes, there's kids on the street,
Absolutely.
teenagers, and we might hear about it, but this can be also people in our own community,
yes,
or nearby. But services are needed.
absolutely. It is happening in our community. So at the Outreach Center, they're able to just have immediate needs met. There's a shower at the East location. There's a free laundry facility. We have a food shelf, a computer lab, and
There's also safety, which
Safety.
and that's like built like a fortress,
yes,
as you know.
Yes.
But and sometimes these people may have been victims and other things, and so there's a high degree of security, that privacy as well, as they're trying to search things through for better answers. And you help provide those
Absolutely.
services and counseling.
And what we know is that youth that are homeless or at risk of being homeless are at greater risk of
Yes.
victimization. So providing that safe place where they can come and get advocacy and support and their
Okay.
basic needs met is very critical. So through the support of community members, leaders like yourself that lift up the work we do, the Social Justice Task Force, the Whitebeard Unitarian Universalists, we were
Yes.
able to extend this program to Maplewood Mall right where the youth are.
Yes.
With the support of Maplewood Mall management as well, allowing us to come in that space. So this is a great, wonderful opportunity.
Okay. So Taylor, Mitch, tell us about the Maplewood Mall, and I know you're both working with that, but how is this further reaching youth particularly that might be at risk?
Yeah, so I think oftentimes with youth who are experiencing homelessness, there's kind of this easy to, focus on the experience that they're having. But a lot of the young people who we see at the mall and I work with in the community have jobs, have employment, and just need some extra support with some additional barriers that they're facing. So the North Star, particularly at the Maplewood Mall, is able to meet with young people who are already employed at the mall, but maybe need help with like bus cards or transportation. Maybe they do need help signing up for assistance because they're new to the city. It could be getting them camping supplies because they might be camping out while they're trying to save some money to get into a housing program. And also what we often see with youth experiencing homelessness is that they're often experiencing homelessness due to violence. And that's kind of the connection we've seen at Tubman through our work with young people in our own shelters and just through other programs. I know Wilder does a study of homeless youth, and about 53%, I believe, of homeless youth are experiencing violence or have experienced violence that led to their homelessness.
Over half.
Over half. And then about 19 or 20% of youth who are homeless have also experienced violence on the streets. So it's trying to provide that safe space at an accessible location, right by the bus depot, right at the mall, to get connected to youth, to provide them the support that they could need.
And again, to convey just it's not only in Maplewood, but in communities anywhere. But it's in our backyard, and you're trying to take proactive steps to provide hope, a way to better navigate the future for these young people. Where are you located in the mall?
You could probably describe this better than I can.
We're on the west side of Maplewood Mall,
Okay.
nearest the Metro Transit station
Okay.
and the Kohl's entrance of the mall.
By the Kohl's
By the
entrance,
Kohl's
and
entrance
that
of the mall,
be a
yes.
big anchor there.
And the
so
food court as well.
And the food court.
So-
the food court.
That's a good area for congregating,
Yeah.
I suppose.
So just keeping the barriers low.
Okay.
And expanding access.
Okay. And how's the response been there at the mall?
It's been great. It's been great. We've seen hundreds of people since our soft launch in March. And we're seeing returning clients. I'd say on average we're seeing about 15 to 20 youth minimum a week. And it's just wonderful. They found a safe spot where they can come and receive that support and advocacy and get connected with resources at Tubman, legal, mental or chemical support, finance, education, career, those types of things.
Yes, you do the whole thing. And what about if there's an issue with their health? You know, if a person doesn't have insurance or ready access, or there's concerns, are there ways to help them there, whether it's mental health interventions or needed health services for an ailment? Are there ways, referrals that you can help there?
Yeah, so I think we do a really good job of partnering with other people in the community and other organizations as well. I know with our shelter residential services program, we have healthcare for the homeless coming on site. As I provide mobile case management services to young people, I can often bring them to their medical appointments. I can help them get signed up for insurance, kind of get them connected to those points and reducing those barriers to access for them. We do have, through Tubman, our own mental health services, so it might be connecting to people there. It could be a support group that's drop-in. It's really just about assessing what people's interests are and supporting and uplifting those choices.
Great. How's the relationship with the area schools?
Wonderful. We have a partnership with 622, so there is the ability to get youth that are wanting to go back and complete their education, high school. We can connect them with our partners in 622. We have a great relationship. Our prevention.
That's great to hear.
Yes. Our prevention team is actually in schools in the district,
Okay.
providing prevention education.
So what's the message, you know, for that young person that is maybe on the edge, or they've been a victim? Chances are 53% that there's some serious things going on. How do you provide that hope, and particularly if it may be in a toxic family situation?
Absolutely. Each case is different. And we meet the youth when they come into our space exactly where they are. And we go from there. So our mission is safety, hope, and healing. And that's something that
Safety, hope,
safety,
and
hope,
healing.
and
I
healing. That's
like
something
that.
that we strive to provide in each interaction that we have with our youth that come into the space.
And I think understanding too that healing isn't a linear journey. It isn't, always A to B. There can be A to B to A and kind of this back and forth. So being there and not judging a young person for what they're experiencing or have experiencing. And I think that's something we do really well, is providing that non-judgmental space for someone to talk about what they're going through, what they have been through. And just welcoming young people back with open arms at whatever point they're at.
Yeah, maybe someone might be in trouble, or people deserve a second chance. How's the relationship with the area police departments?
Wonderful. We have a great relationship with Maplewood, Oakdale Police. They're partners. They come to us to ask how they can better support us. And
Wonderful.
It's a wonderful relationship that we have with them.
Good.
Yeah.
And in terms of working with the families, you'll have a young client, getting mom or dad or grandma, grandpa, or some special people in that person's life. How's that working in terms of trying to piece things back together? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but
And that's exactly right. Some young people have families that are great supports, but due to maybe circumstances that the family's experiencing, maybe they're in a type of housing where they can't have their now 18-year-old, in their home. Or there's just some stuff going on where it's not a safe place. So it's just really assessing what the young person's supports are and what kind of relationship they would like to have with their family. And then being there and helping them, encouraging to set boundaries for themselves, and maybe with their family, which is really challenging. But it is really nuanced and difficult. But we have young people who have really great families, and we have young
Yeah.
people whose families, can be challenging, can be
Yes.
difficult. So
You mentioned there's volunteers. I think there's a reference link to the church and White Bear. Is it the Universalist
White Bear Unitarian.
or Unitarian?
Universalist
And
Church.
that's so important to get that community
It is.
support behind you, and it helped make this possible.
Yeah. They're wonderful
And-
supporters of the programs.
And so if anybody wants to volunteer, there might be different ways to get
Yes.
involved at the center itself, and whether
At
give us
East,
an
yeah.
idea of the types of things where you can use volunteers.
Oh, volunteers keep us going. They really do. Volunteers and our interns are very strong, and we have volunteers that help right at the Maplewood Mall space, as well as on our 24/7 helpline. They do that as well.
Yes.
In our clothing closet, in all of our programs, really. Shelter,
Yeah.
housing.
legal advocates as
Legal.
well. So having people
Yeah.
who maybe have legal backgrounds helping,
Yes. There's a full
volunteering.
team. You
Yes.
think
Full
of
team.
everything of the needs,
Yeah.
but you want to provide that healing, the hope,
Yes.
as you said.
Yeah. And those opportunities are all on our website at tubman.org.
Great. And you mentioned a crisis number 24/7.
Yes.
Do you know that number?
24/7
Six.
helpline.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think we both could say it.
Yeah, 612-825-0000.
And 651-770-0777.
Okay, that's very important. There
Yeah.
maybe someone watching could want to call that, or they know someone,
Yes.
or they have a friend that, and you never know, this could hit any family.
Yep.
And it's important to know in the service that is out there. And I really commend you young ladies for
Thank you.
your passion for this. And I'll ask you first, what, Taylor, inspired you for this as your career? Tell us what the training was. And
Yeah, so I am currently in a Master's of Social Work program at St. Thomas St. Kate's to do clinical social work. So viewing social work as social justice. And I've been particularly passionate about youth service work, just because I remember when I was younger and I was going through, some stuff with my friends, and was very concerned about them. I felt the adults in our lives didn't know how to have those conversations with us, or it was very dismissive and very, well, you know, when you get older, you won't feel this way. And some of the stuff we were dealing with was pretty big and pretty challenging, and I didn't feel better.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure that I was able to be there for young people and to support them in a way that was not judgmental of what they were going through, and really lifted up their voice and was really focused on what they wanted and what they needed from me.
Great.
So that's kind of been my journey in this
Really?
work.
And that comes
Awesome.
across. That comes across in all of Taylor's interactions with youth. She really connects with them.
And Tamika, what's your journey to where you're at now?
Oh, what a winding road! But I'm so grateful for it. Really, I have experience in corporate and nonprofit work, and I've been with Tubman now for a little over a year. And the mission was really aligned with my own values. You know, safety, hope, healing, healthy communities, healthy people. That all resonated with me, and I absolutely have enjoyed the experience in working with our youth in the community. I too remember being a youth.
Me too. Yes. Okay.
So just providing that hope is just wonderful. It's really it's wonderful.
Well, Tamika Toady, Taylor Mitch, thank you so much for your service at Tubman. Thanks to Tubman for the new North Star Youth Outreach Center program, and for all the other programs. You're making a big difference in our area, and we wish you continued success in your mission.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
for viewers wanting to get more information, go to the website, call, volunteer, stop by.
Stop
You
by
can
the
get a
mall.
tour, and
Yeah.
It's very impressive. You'll be touched. So thanks again,
Thank you for
ladies.
having us. Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
Support Tubman.